Good evening, folks. Mike here from Mike's Life Live Neat. Back with you again on the porch. Uh, Tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about my last video. I talked about, putting your problems in a jar and would you swap them for somebody else's and kind of giving you a little perspective on that. Well, tonight I'm going to expand on that. I talked to my wife who's in the medical industry, and she had an interesting some interesting insight for that I think you might like. But first, tonight I'm smoking this Diesel Backyard Barbecue Burnt Ends 2026 annual release. Apparently they did one last year. I did not have last year's. I do like Diesel cigars. If you haven't tried those, I suggest you give them a try. They have a Whiskey Row line. Pretty much everything I've had from Diesel has been pretty good, and I would recommend it if you dig cigars. This one is, like I said, the 2026 release of the Burn Ends. It's called AJ Fernandez product. Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. I'd say it's medium to full bodied. I've smoked another one of these, so I'll just talking about this one, but I have had one before. It's weird because when you smoke it, it's like you're smoking, you're like a barbecuing something or smoking something. It's got that sweet kind of smoky taste to it. Perfect for a barbecuing if you're out on the backyard. It's full body, but it's not too much for a hot summer day. I don't know how to explain it, but I would give it a try. I think I got these, I think on Cigars Daily. I can't remember. Or Cigars Place, the two main places I go to. But if you could find it, give it a try. I say it's smoky, but if you're one of those people that don't like smoked, that smoky flavor, I think you'll like this cigar though. It's kind of good. I just got these, I think yesterday, or so. I had one yesterday, and pretty good. Like I said, most of these Diesel brand cigars are pretty good. If you haven't tried them, I suggest you try them. Kind of a cedar as you go through it, a dark chocolate, um, earthy. And people say that like it's a bad thing. I guess when you picture in your mind, you're like, well, that tastes like dirt. Nah, pretty good. It's a good earthy. I don't know how to explain it, but if you're into cigars, you know what I'm talking about. Oaky, like I said, it's like you're cooking a barbecue, but not so strong that if you're out in the hot sun, it's going to beat your ass. I think you'll enjoy it. And I'm smoking it tonight with had this before. This is the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked store pick from Browdy's. Barry's pick. I don't know who Barry is from the Browdy's Liquor here in St. Johns County, near St. Augustine. But he has some good taste. Everything that I see that says Barry's pick on it is pretty safe to buy. We must share a palate, I guess. I suppose, I don't know. Typical Woodford, but turned up a notch being a store pick. I don't need to review it again, but man, it's maple syrup, sweet, caramel, chocolate, a little bit of spice. It's just perfect for evening, after dinner drink. It was good with the smoky cigar, I gotta say. Kind of little contradiction there. But so today, I was talking to my wife. First of all, I want to say thank you to you guys. I don't know what was up with the last video, if somebody shared it with some juice or what, but I got 4 times as many views as I've ever gotten on any video. Thank you. And I added, 7 subscribers in a day, which I know for most of these folks is nothing, but to me, it's a huge deal. And I truly appreciate every one of you. If you are watching my videos, please like and subscribe. It lets me know I'm putting out stuff you like. If I'm not, put it in the comments or send me a message on Instagram. Mike's Life Lives Neat. Um, I'm open for suggestions. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. I was talking to my wife today. I was telling her, some of the success I had. We were having a drink after work here out on the porch, and I told her what the video was about because she asked me. She goes, "Well, what did you talk about this time?" And I said, "Well, it was about problems and would you trade yours for somebody else's?" And kind of was the question I posed. And sometimes we need to realize that maybe we ain't got it so bad. And she goes, "It's funny you say that." And I don't know why I didn't remember this because she's told me this many times over the years. My wife is a occupational therapist. And so she works in a assisted living facility. So most of them are long-term patients. She does have some outpatients that come in. She does have some short-term patients, like say you're elderly or whatever, what have you, and you had a surgery and you came out of the hospital weak and you not really ready to go home yet. So you need a little therapy, or you got steps you can't get up and you got to get to the point where you can get up them stairs to get in your house, what have you. So she's dealing people at a low point in their life, just like police and firemen. She has a lot of the same perspective. But she was talking about a patient she has. She goes, it reminds me of a guy. He's in his late 40s. He had a massive stroke. He's a long-term patient there, probably will be there for the rest of his life. He can't speak anymore, but a previous resident had passed away that had a electric scooter that he can drive around. He's only got one arm that works. This one is from the stroke. He can't really control it. No speech. He can understand what you're saying. Pretty positive. He waves at people and things like that. But she said that somebody left him this electric wheelchair so he can control it. I guess with a remote control, because he has no control of his other arm, so he drives it around, and he's just the most positive and happy guy that you would ever meet. She goes, it's amazing because his age, it's a terrible position to be in, but I guess he's accepted it, and he goes, you know what? In his mind, he must be thinking it could be worse, because you've seen those folks that are driving around their scooters with the little straw, because they can't move at all. And as like I said in the last video, it could always be worse. She talks about patients she has that come in there that are pretty down about their situation, and they come to therapy, and in the gym they call it. It's kind of like if you've ever been to physical therapy, they have a big open area and people working on different things in different areas with the therapist. And she goes, many times she's had people go, man, I was pretty down. I felt pretty bad about my situation. But after looking around here, it ain't so bad. I can deal with this because it could be worse. And that was my whole point of the last video. And I wish I'd have thought about it when I made that. But it took her to remind me, just sharing my success with that video. Once again, thank you. And she goes, you know what? Tell them folks that she's seen it firsthand. She says, people who have had a horrible thing happen in their life, a stroke, you come out of the hospital after a cancer treatment, it's too weak to go home. Nobody home there to help you, or you have an elderly spouse that really is not in a position to help you, and you may have to go to this place for a couple weeks to get stronger. And they'll come in there with a pretty bleak outlook and a pretty bad perspective, and it doesn't take them long to figure out that, you know what, this ain't so bad. I'm looking at that guy over there, this lady over here, and I go, you know what, I can deal with this. And so my wife's always been pretty positive. She's always I'll sum it up this way. Years ago, before everybody worked from home, years ago. I remember we belonged to a local gym. If you remember Bailey's Gym, if you're from the area, we were a member there for many years, her and I both. And I would go there, especially when I retired. I would go there during the day, and that place would be packed. And I'm thinking, what the hell are all these people doing here at 10 a.m.? And a grown man, young man who should have been at work. And my wife, ever the optimist, would go, well, maybe they work at night. Maybe she always had some excuse for them because she's the optimist. And I think I attribute, and I said, there's no way all these people work at night. There's no way. I was always the pessimist, trying to change that, and kind of have over the years. But my point is, she's ever the optimist, and I think it's because of what she's seen. She sees these people in these terrible positions, and as she's gotten older, we both have. Some of these people are younger than us now. We're 55. She'll be 56 this year. I'll be 56 at the end of the summer, and she sees these people, like this fella here in his late 40s, early 50s, 30s, with some pretty devastating injuries, head injuries, strokes, what have you, amputations from cancer, whatever. But she's always like, well, you know what, whatever we're dealing with here, it could always be worse. And as somebody who wasn't always of that mindset, I'm not going to lie, it got a little bit annoying at times, because but I think if you don't take the time to recognize what your blessings that you do have, it's going to make for a long and miserable life. And I, for one, am glad that I've changed my thinking, and I encourage you to as well. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, that the perspective of somebody working in the medical field that sees the devastating effects and the different reactions from people. She has people that are gloom and doom as well. And no matter what you say, they've got it worse than anybody else. And we all know people like that, but you don't have to be that way. And your life will be much better if you're not. And I can attest to that. I never had anything devastating like that, but I'm one of those that kind of looked at my life and go, you know what, I could have done this, I should have done that. I didn't. And I'm pretty happy where I'm at. And you need to learn to accept and appreciate what you have, no matter how much or how little you do have, because it can always be worse. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to say, once again, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys who subscribed and take the time to watch these videos. I'm not trying to make any money. I'm not selling a course, anything like that. I'm just trying to share some things. I've struggled with some things in my life, and I'm doing pretty good. And I just want to help you guys get to the same point. But this cigar here, if you haven't tried it, I suggest you pick one up if you can. Pretty good. And I don't have to tell you about Woodford Double Oaked. It's a go-to for me. If I go out of town, there's a couple that I pick to take. If you could only take one, I take 1910 Old Forester or this Woodford Double Oaked. It just kind of goes. It's just a good after work, after dinner drink, and highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it, give it a go. But anyway, that's all I got for tonight. I'll probably publish this on Thursday. I'm trying to do a Monday, Thursday. If you like what you see, please like or subscribe. If you don't, let me know. Message me on Instagram, and I'm open for suggestions. But hey, guys, thank you, and you guys stay safe.